I want more. More applause. More time. More recognition. I want more. Is that wrong? Please, raise your hand who's been told that longing for more is selfish, unethical, or against social norms. Raise your hand who's been told that more is not modest or decent. Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, all of you who despite of it still want more. What we have been told about desire to have more is against human nature. We, people, constantly want more. Yes, sometimes due to community pressure, we give up before we start. Sometimes we're too scared to act. Sometimes, however, when we face events which can disrupt routines of our lives, we have no choice but to use that opportunity and change our destiny. Is that wrong? I don't think so. Let me give you some examples. Peter and his accident at work. Peter was in flames only for 10 seconds, but it was enough to burn 80% of his body. He was still alive when I had to tell his wife that there was no chance for him to survive. Around her, 4 small kids, and she was pregnant with the 5th. For the first time in my life, I've heard sound of a piercing grief. That frantic scream has defined my professional future. Since that moment, I wanted more security in my company, more commitment from management, more money for protective equipment. So I had worked hard to change my organization. No effects. Why? Mainly because at that time I was a great health and safety officer, but as many of my professional colleagues, I was absolutely poor communicator. Who survived at least one health and safety training? So you know what I mean. I realized that if I wanted to change my organization, I would have to find a way to decision makers' minds and beliefs. That's why I had to discover soft skills. I delved into them and could observe how instead of arguing with me, people were finally listening. They were eager to cooperate and eventually started to be more safety-oriented. Peter's accident, a life-changing moment for many, and definitely a moment that changed my professional career. Since I can remember, I was focused on the future. So I've dreamt, made plans, which I shared with my parents. At those moments, my father used to say, Darek, you have my full support, but for this minute, let's focus on here and now, okay?
Okay, Dad. But it was so annoying, because when I was a kid,
And even in my late 30s, I was convinced that the future is much more attractive than the present. Gray reality, no. I was so sure that life will be wonderful one day. One day, my father got ill. His condition was getting worse very fast, but he never complained. Even when he wasn't able to get up from his bed, or was all in pain, he tried to look strong and confident. But one day, he said, it is how it is. And all we can do is to focus on here and now. He knew. And I knew what would happen in a couple of days, weeks maybe. I hated the present. But for the first time in my life, I hated the future. And I was scared. I was so scared that I simply refused to tell him the last goodbye. I thought it would bring bad luck. Even in that short while in hospital, when he regained consciousness between 2 doses of morphine. Even then, I did not have courage to say goodbye. Not now, Dad. Maybe tomorrow, to avoid bad luck. 2 hours later, my father passed away. Now, but I want more. More time with that great wise person. More proper words for the last farewell. More courage. I want more. God, is thou wrong that I want more? I've lost one in a lifetime opportunity because I did not care enough about the present. A life-changing moment, and definitely moment that changed my philosophy of life. There is a saying, yesterday is a history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Today, following philosophy of my dad, I use this present without hesitation. And whatever I do it here and now, and I do it 100%. When I work, I work. When I love, I love. When I speak from my heart. Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, if you want something more, take it. It's not wrong. And whatever your more is, please, do not look backwards. Don't wait for others. Don't wait for tomorrow. If you feel like having a life-changing moment, use it. And start to write a new chapter of your story right now. And here, raise your hand. Who wants the pen? Thank you very much.